LLC owners need to file IRS Form 8832, but the ones who do it correctly often save thousands in taxes. Now today, I'll walk you line by line through Form 8832, so you know exactly when to file it and when not to. So Form 8832 is called an entity classification election, and it tells the IRS how your business should be taxed. And it's an important point up front. The form does not create an LLC. It only changes how the IRS taxes an existing entity. So before we touch on the form, let's clarify who should even be watching this. You typically file Form 8832 if you have an LLC and you want to either be taxed as a C corporation or you want to change from one tax classification to another. You do not file Form 8832 if you're happy with your default tax status or you want to elect S Corp status. That requires Form 2553, not this form. So the first thing you need to do is you need to input your entity information. You need to list the name of your entity, which is the exact legal name of the LLC. And you must also list an EIN number that already exists. Applied for is not allowed. You'll also need to list an address where the IRS will send the confirmation. And this will be either a business address or a residential address. You do not want to use your RA or your registered agent address here, as this is a confidential address between you and the IRS. So don't send it to your registered agent address. That's something that we've had to deal with. Send it to the address where you conduct business, because that address is confidential with the IRS and it's not going to be discoverable by the general public. And here's a tip. If you change the address, please make sure to check the address change box. So part 1 is the election information. And moving along to line 1, which is the type of election. For 1A, this is the initial classification. And this is a new entity choosing a non-default status. And line 1B relates to changing an existing classification. Most existing LLCs checking this form will choose 1B. Now lines 2A and 2B cover the 60-month rule. If you change classification within the last 60 months, you may be blocked from changing the election. However, if it's the first election at the formation date, you should be okay. And this is a huge trap for DIY filers. And just remember, DIY, do it yourself. When you do that, you do yourself in. So please be careful. Moving along to line 3, which is the number of owners. And this asks if the eligible entity has more than one owner. If you have more than one owner, you're going to be taxed as either a partnership or a C Corp. But if you have a single owner, it'll be taxed either as a disregarded entity or a C Corp. Now this answer controls which boxes you're even allowed to check next. Line 4 is for single member LLCs only. And this involves the owner's name as well as the owner's social security number or the EIN number. Line 5 is if the owner is another entity. And if this is the case, you list the first non-disregarded entity here. Line 6 is the type of entity election. This is the heart of the form. And the most common elections here are 6A, which is an LLC electing to be taxed as a C corporation. As well, another one is 6C, which is for single-member LLCs that want to remain disregarded. And just as a reminder, S Corps are not elected here. That is on Form 2553. In line 7, you'll have to fill this out if the entity was either created or organized in a foreign jurisdiction. And line 8 is the effective date on when the election becomes effective. And this can be up to 75 days retroactive in the past, or up to 12 months ahead of time forward. And this is important because choosing the wrong date can break payroll filings, cause mismatched tax returns, and trigger IRS notices. Moving along to the signature section. This must be signed by all members or an authorized manager or officer of the company. And just remember, unsigned forms means automatic rejection by the IRS. So where do you file these forms? Form 8832 is mailed, not e-filed. And the address depends upon your state. You'll send it to either Kansas City, Missouri, or Ogden, Utah. And the addresses are listed directly on the bottom of the form. And when you send it in, you'll always want to send certified mail and keep a proof of your filing with you. What happens next after you do this? Well, the IRS typically responds within 60 days. And if you hear nothing, please make sure to follow up immediately. Form 8832 can be incredibly powerful or incredibly expensive if done wrong. It controls how your business is taxed, how income flows, and how future elections work. This is why understanding the form matters before you file it. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a CPA, but you're welcome to reach out to one who can help you with Form 8832. Now, before you go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow for more plain English breakdowns. And while you're at it, please make sure to hype this video so more business owners don't mess this up.